Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dariana, aka Not Her Time, aka Your Trading Bestie. And for today's video, just a little casual one. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna, put up a front. I'm a little tired this week. For today's video, I figured that I'll just do my back testing on camera with you guys today. Currently, I'm still looking at oil, and I'm gonna be back testing my ideal setup and going for a 2-to-1 on my ideal setup. So usually I only take 1-to-1s like I said, but I do want to get into the habit of holding particular trades, so I'm trying to train my brain to see what the runners be looking like and how often they happen. I'm also going to be back testing afternoon session as well as my usual morning session. You can see I have my custom time zones on. They're a little off. I don't know why. I think it's something with the settings. I tried to fix it, but for some reason when I do my back testing on oil, or just when I'm on oil in general, the time doesn't line up. So it says that my morning session is starting at 7, but in reality it should be at 8. But I'm just gonna ignore that. As long as I know what time my setup is happening, I'll be good. The way I've been backtesting oil recently is I just go back. I'm letting the charts play out, which usually I don't do this because sitting here and watching the charts move at one time speed can be kind of like, oh, hurry up. So right now the first thing I'm seeing is that this 200 is flat, and if I was seeing this in the live market, I'll probably be a little like iffy about taking a setup in this environment because that's not what my winning setups look like. And I'm really trying to find my edge when it comes to my setups and stuff, because I'm realizing with my ideal setup that my ideal setup can become not ideal so quick. I'm trying to find the things that are going to expose when my ideal setup is no longer ideal. There'll be times, guys, when I'll pop into my trading journal and I have like a little note section over there. If I see something play out in the market, or I see a situation that I want to gather more information on, I'll take a screenshot of it. Another thing that I'm going to be backtesting too along with my ideal setup, because when I say my ideal setup, I really do mean supply and demand, but I'm also going to be backtesting liquidity grabs as well. So any liquidity grab that looks ideal, any supply and demand that looks ideal, that's what I'm going to be, marking. Okay, now it's 4 o'clock. By this time, I'm definitely done looking at setups. So this would have been a no trade day. Y'all, this is literally all I do when I'm backtesting. I had gotten a comment that asked me to make a video about how I backtest start to finish. And I mean, this is pretty much it. I just go to on the side, I pull up my little thing that I marked my data on. I open my trading view charts. I go to the day that I last left off on, and then right now doing bar replay. Sometimes I won't replay. Sometimes I'll start from current time and just keep going back just to gather data and see what the setups are looking like. But I kind of want to see how I work with oil, because oil, I be seeing it do good, but for the way I see the market though, if I can't align myself with oil, then I'm not going to add it to my roster. So that's why I'm doing it this way instead of going backwards from current price. Okay, so this day so far is already looking super bullish. London was super bullish. I'm looking for something that is going with the trend. Okay, at this point though, I'll be getting nervous. Why are we so high? See, there's this demand right here. I'm gonna pause this. This is perfect actually. What time did this tap though? Okay, yeah, 10:15. I would see something like this, right? And technically, this is my ideal setup, technically, on paper, because we were breaking structure. We broke this high, this little minor high right there. We're going away from the 200. Or one thing about these setups, sometimes they'll be presented in situations that aren't ideal. So you have to figure out, or you have to use your discernment and ask yourself, like, okay, or ask myself, do I want to take this setup in this situation? I gotta look at what time is it. It's 10:15. Look at where this EMA is. See, this could be either a good thing, price is probably going to be rejecting off of it, or the trend is switching and it's about to use this EMA to reject downwards. Following the rules though, I'm gonna take the setup, but let's see if it loses though. I kind of don't have faith in this setup because it's very high, and I've seen setups like this lose repeatedly recently actually, because I had a losing week last week, y'all. I took 6 trades, which was more than what I have normally been taking recently, and then I lost like 4 of them, I think. Yes, I lost 4 of them. I lost 1 because I broke my rules. That was the one I was talking about in my FOMO video. And then the other 3 I lost because the other 3 trades I lost all looked the same, and they were like this. It was an ideal setup, but it was kind of either too high or too low. So that's one thing I'm really paying attention to. Let's see if we get a candle break. Okay, we never even got an entry on this setup. But you just see, like, when you get them set up super high, and yes, it had a break of structure, and yes, it's going with the trend, it's still dangerous. It's still dangerous. And that's what I'm trying to, like, train myself to see now. Because, you know, the price got to pull back eventually. So this was a nice continuous day, but it just did not present my setup. Could mean many things. This day could be tricky, and you could just see by looking at the 1 hour that we are super high. This could possibly be a bearish day. See, I don't like this. This is another setup. I don't really like this setup either. Y'all see how it be? Like, I feel like every time I come to the market, I really don't see setups that is ideal for me. That's why I'm trying to see the other situations and learn what setups would be the best in what situation. Now, this situation would probably confuse me, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, if I'm looking at this as if I was in the real market right now and I saw this setup and I had the possibility to take a sell right here, I'm still market, because technically we broke this structure right here. We're going away from the 200, and it kind of does make sense with where we are in the market. We just took out yesterday's high. I will come to this market condition low-key with a bearish bias, but I will see something like this where we made this low. Now we have this slight aggressive selling coming out, but we never broke this major low. We broke this one though. We broke this minor one, but we didn't break this one, which is, I don't know, stronger in my opinion than that minor one. Kind of looks like it formed like a double bottom. Let's see how this setup plays out. We were to get in at the candle break. It tapped here on this 820 candle, but it didn't break until right here. So it broke here, and then your stop loss will go up here, and then we're gonna target 2 to 1. See, this is why I also don't like going in for 2 to 1. What if price comes down here to support and then goes back up off this resistance? That's a 1 to 1 right there. I could have just got out. But we're testing 2 to 1s today, so let's see what happens, y'all. You instantly lost. And honestly, not surprised. Although I do have that bearish bias because of where we are in the market, one, the overall trend is still bullish, so you have to take that into consideration. And we broke this low. We're going away from the 200. Going by the textbook, that's ideal, but we made this double bottom though. And y'all, I've seen so many setups that lose like this, where it has like a double top or double bottom coming back to your zone and it blasts through. This one fakes you out and then blasts through. Other times it'll just blast right through. It low-key, like if we go back and do the bar replay, this kind of looks like consolidation. In an ideal situation for me to come to the market to take a sell setup going away from this 200 EMA, I would want to see, okay, we came back here, we came up, break this low. Because we didn't break this low, it just looks ugly. This aggressive selling don't look that aggressive. Like, it's still the supply setup in my eyes, but it's really not clear. And then the structure it broke was not clear. It was very minor. Also, just notice this too. Yesterday's daily low was right there. Y'all, this is why we got to do our back testing. This is why we have to do our back testing and really look and analyze these situations and analyze why did it play out this way. See, because I will look at this and be like, okay, going with the trend, taking a sell setup, going away from the 200. But really, the ideal situation in this case probably would have been this support setup, because when it came down here and wicked, yesterday's daily low is right here, and those are areas where price likes to reverse from or hold off of. So once you see this candle, that's a good candle right there to take some type of buy in this area. Me, because I don't trade that way often, I probably wouldn't even take that in real life because I couldn't be confident in it, but that's just due to lack of experience. That's why I want to backtest more and then trade more on the setups that actually like are well thought out and have reasoning behind it. Then I'll be able to see situations like this where, okay, would it be better to go with the trend going away from the 200, or would it be better to follow the higher time frame? Okay, breaking yesterday's daily low. We are super bearish this day. No setup though. Okay, y'all, let's see. I feel like we haven't got any good setups. No setup. If we already pushed up, if I'm wanting to go with the trend, and those are the specific setups I'm looking for, we've already pushed up, even though this liquidity grab looked good at first. Like, okay, nice strong rejection, a prominent swing, yesterday's daily low. Like, that seems like it would be good. Looking at what already happened in the day, we already gave out so many pips. How am I going to get 2 to 1 on this? Even though with that rejection, it looks like you could, but the momentum was not there anymore. It's probably because we were just super high. And you know, once price goes a certain way, for so long, once it gets to the top or it gets to the bottom, then it just starts consolidating. If I was in this trade, which I probably don't know if I would have taken this with confidence with these gaps below, y'all, I'm not gonna be in my trade that long. But like, I would have to close this. I'm not holding it to 8 o'clock. I would have probably had to close it at break even. Entry possibly here. Okay, good entry, good entry. Target 2 to 1. Let's see. This 13 EMA right here probably would freak me out, because look how it rejected off of it. That's beautiful. Okay, look how I used that 13 EMA to continue down. That's beautiful. Let me mark this up though. Yeah, this is a pretty simple setup because it just has a clear breaker structure. Came back, tapped into the zone. So also 200 EMA is right there. And then we had gaps to target down here, and it actually went down there. So this was a good day. That's 7. Okay, we're holding off the 200. This up. I don't know if I liked it. You know, sometimes you get a setup and it's just like something about it you don't like. Guess what it is about this setup? It's probably yesterday's daily low right there, and also this overall price action looks very like it's consolidating to fill these gaps. Oh, you would have lost this. That 13 EMA right there. 2, we got them gaps down here. Yesterday's daily low right there. Price rejected beautifully off of it. Let me mark this up. This is another setup which makes a lot of sense for this market situation, because like I said, we're in the price is looking very rangy, and then we got this lone swing down here. The only thing I don't like though is how big your stop loss would have been. Only in this situation though, because the stop loss isn't bad. I mean, it's not, you know, it's oil, but in this situation though, if I was in a situation where I'm taking a setup at like a bottom of a range, and just so y'all could see what I'm seeing, the range is, this is the range that I'm looking at right now. If I was at the bottom of this range, my goal is to get out somewhere near the top, either before the top or at the top. I don't want to have to, like, if I was following the rules of the strategy and I got in at the break, then the stop loss goes at the bottom of the candle. And then if I wanted to target 2 to 1s, this to me does not make sense in this market situation. 1, your stop loss was already kind of big, so your 2 to 1 is like, you know, double that size. 2, we're kind of ranging. On the 1 hour, we're at the holding on the 200, and then on the 15-minute, we're kind of holding on the 200 at the top. So we're kind of in this range. I would prefer if my 1 to 1 or my 2 to 1 was kind of in this, at this swing here. Let's see what happened though. Yeah, and you see it did not go up there. This is why it's very important to know the market situation you're in, so that you could even make your targets make sense. If this red candle was smaller, let's say it was like a doji, and then it broke the doji, and my entry could be somewhere down here, because I'm not going to get in if it doesn't break the next candle, because that's just the rules of the strategy. Then I could have targeted this high, and that would have been more ideal. You still would have got a 2 to 1 because your entry was lower, and it just makes sense with where we are in the market. Why, if I take a buy down here in this situation, knowing how I'm in New York and we're at yesterday's daily low right here, yesterday's daily low is acting as resistance right now, then I don't want to target anything above this, because it's not likely to go up there. It still can. It still can. Remember, the market don't gotta do anything you say. In that situation, I will have to pass this setup up. I mean, I'm still mark it down though, but I'm just let y'all know, like, this is not a good setup to take and hold. Maybe in a different market condition, maybe if the price was a little bit more cleaner, then maybe it'll make sense to hold. Let's even go like before. See, if we were looking at this price action and then even the wicks up here, if anything is looking like it's collecting orders at the top so that we could drop. Either go up there, take it out, which it did, and then drop. Barely reached your 1 to 1. That entry was way too high. That's another thing too. If you want to take a liquidity grab in something that looks like a tight range, like when I say tight range, I mean a range that's condensed. This is a very condensed range, and with your entry, look at where your entry is at as well in this market situation. Your entry is at the halfway point of this range, meaning you definitely have to get out right here, which is not even a 1 to 1. Like, I would want to get out at this swing here because this is resistance, so I don't really want to hold past that. And you can see it didn't even reach the 1 to 1 either. You have to take everything in consideration. Now, if your entry was down here, it would have made way more sense, but since your entry is up here, you have to be way more cautious. You can see we're still consolidating in this little condensed range. Lowkey feeling like we're forming resistance to drop. Oh, okay. Was that during news? No, there was no news at that time. Okay, sellers, y'all knew what y'all were doing. And they said, let's get the buyers in up here. Let's get some people in up here. And then take all them out. Them right here, which would have been me. Even though I would have already got stopped. No other setups on this day. Okay, let's see if it taps it in New York. Okay, it does. What time is this? Oh no, that's 7:45. Let me wait. 7:50, 7:55. This is 8 at this break, because that's within the time I would enter trades. Let's see if I get a break. Okay, no candle break. Now we get a candle break. Oh, that's good. Let's see how this trade played out. Going for 2 to 1. 1 to 2. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. The 1 to 1 got hit, but the 2 to 1 didn't. You see, like during this time, it's like this would have been a nice trade, and it was a nice trade if you got out at 1 to 1. And then we also tapped into this demand right here too, and count that. And you can see it tapped right into that demand and shot up. Okay, looking at this 200, I can already tell these conditions are not what I like to trade in. Wow, this is one of them rare continuation days. Let me stay focused. Let's see if this holds. Oh, let's see if this gives us an entry. Oh wait, it already tapped. No, it didn't. Oh wait, yeah, it did. It did. Dang, that's why I hate when that happens. I don't like when it just taps the box and then gives you the break, because you didn't even pull back. Like, I be feeling like my trades be needing to pull back more before the TP gets hit. So that sucks to get caught up in this liquidity grab right here, and then it went down. You will have to jump back in, which I hate doing, and I usually never do. Like once I lose, then I just kind of take that loss. But that sucks that this happened. But I don't even think still it gave you your 2 to 1. Now y'all seeing the problem that I'm running into, right? You seeing the problem. My problem is I keep pulling up the wrong position tool. That's my problem. See if you got back in, could have got you a 1 to 1. Oh no, you could have got 2 to 1. That's news. That has to be news. What time is this? Let me check. No, there was no news. This is just crazy price action. At 9 o'clock? Somebody lying. Somebody lying. This was a pretty good break of the candle. I like that doji candle right there. I like the small stop loss. And let's see where the 2 to 1 is at. Okay, not bad. What time of day is this? 8:45. Was there news at this time? On the 13th, there was at 8:30. Okay, so this is after news. This is actually perfect. Okay, let's see. Down. It was just 8 o'clock, 8:30 news, not 9 o'clock. Down. 2 to 1 hit, and then came right back down. Interesting. And noticing the setups that we were just looking at, the 200 EMA is lining up at the zone. I feel like I'm not breaking the setups down for y'all. Did y'all want me to break them down? Okay, so this is an example of a double top being made, coming back to your zone. This one actually won. The difference though, hold on, I gotta go back. Let me check my notebook. Let me check my notebook again. Should have put the time down. Dang. And then let's see if we can get one more good setup, or just any setup. I don't like this one though. It's so low. This is one of them setups that I've been taking mostly last week, and I was losing on. But I will say it's not that similar, because there's actually structure right here that you could see was broken. It broke those minor lows. But the other setups I was taking was kind of like this, but imagine it like way lower, like not on an uptrend, not on an overall uptrend market. So I would still take this one. It's still following my ideal rules. And the stop loss is super small, so you could easily get your 2 to 1. Your 2 to 1 is around the same area as this support, so also another good reason to take this one. It just so happened that this candle was super bearish and super had a lot of momentum in it. Let's see what happened afterwards. Oh wow, it kept dropping. All right y'all, I'm done with my backtesting. Thank y'all so much for watching this video with me. So sorry, I was low energy, very tired. You enjoyed this video? You want me to do more backtesting videos? Let me know. And yeah, if no one has told you yet, let me be the one to tell you that someone has faith in you and that someone is me. With love. Forgot the heart. With love. I will see y'all in the next video.